Hey, what's up guys, my name is Anshul and welcome back to another video on this channel. So today in this video, let us talk about the all new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, the leaks and the rumors about this device. If you're following me from a long time, you might know that I'm quite a big fan of the Samsung Galaxy S series. I have used almost every Samsung Galaxy S flagship right from the starting, that is the Samsung Galaxy S1, and today we have got this Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra in the studio. This device in this very pretty color, as this is one of my favorite colors for this year. But today in this video again I wanted to talk about the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, the leaks and rumors, because we have got a lot to cover. And even though that it might not be as big as of a change as what we saw with the iPhone 17 Pro Max, because that was really a complete overhaul as what we got in the terms of the material and the overall look and feel of the device. But this is really a very minimal upgrade, and what I really say about this upgrade is that this all new design that is leaked by iOS Universe, I feel like that this is a very mix of using the elements from the regular Samsung Galaxy S25 series, the base model, and combining a few of the elements with the latest and greatest that we have got in the terms of the Fold series. And you would just know that what I'm talking about in this video. But first, talking about the thickness of this device, because this is one thing that I really wanted to mention about in this video, because this is going to be a slimmer device in comparison to the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, which is now a 7.9 mm device on the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra versus 8.2 mm thickness on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, which is just a great thing, because we have been seeing the smartphones getting thicker and thicker. Just like the iPhone 17 Pro Max, it is a thicker device. I think it is at 8.75 mm versus again the newest design from the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, that is going to be 7.9 mm thick. And also I think that Samsung is going to retain the titanium design, which is a more premium design in my opinion. Again, I loved the design on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, but I just love the titanium feel on my hands, and this is just something that I do not like about the iPhone 17 Pro Max, because that material is just very much prone to scratches and dent, and I'm talking about aluminium versus this titanium thing, which is again after almost 10 months of usage, it is just flawless and there is just no dents or scratches on this smartphone whatsoever, which is just a very amazing thing. But also, as I just mentioned, that the design will be a mix of the regular Samsung Galaxy S25 series, not the Ultra. It would just get a bit of more the rounded edges, and I'm talking about this thing over here, and this is a bit more squared off on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. So gone will be the squarish design on the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, and it will be a bit more reminiscent to the Samsung Galaxy S25 and the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus, and also you might say a few of the elements from the iPhone 16 Pro Max from that last year. But also now the edges would not be as sharp as you can see on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. It is just a bit of sharper material, and it would be a bit more tapered on the front and the back of the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, which is just an amazing thing and not something that I was expecting. So Samsung is finally refining the design on the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. On paper, it does not really feel like that Samsung is changing a lot, but I think the overall the in-hand feel of the device would really change from what I see in the leaks and rumors. Now, another thing that what I noticed on the design, as what I saw with the iOS Universe leaks and rumors, is that as you can see that this S Pen is a bit more flatter on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, and it is just not cornered as what we have been seeing on the leaks of the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. And that is because of the fact that now the edges are a bit more rounder, and this S Pen would be just shifted a bit towards the left hand side, towards the corner, and it would have to take the shape of the edge of the device. So it would be a bit more angled and a bit more edge in the terms of the design, a bit more familiar to what we used to have with the earlier series of the Note series, like the Note 1 and the Note 2. So yes, the S Pen will retain on this year's of the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, which is a good thing. But the bad thing is that we would still not see any kind of Bluetooth support on the S Pen. So this is something that is not coming on the Samsung Galaxy S26 series. And again, I'm not really surprised about this thing, but I just wanted Samsung to include the Bluetooth functionality in the S Pen, but not something that is at least coming for this year. Now, another change that would be a visible one is the one on the back side of the smartphone. And as you can see that this one over here on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, it is a bit more plain design. But as I said previously, it will be a combination of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold series as well, which means that the camera bump on the back of the smartphone would be coming from the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, which is not a very bad design, but it would be about 4.5 mm thickness that will be added to the camera bump, which means that the phone will just rattle a lot. Now, I do not know that how would you perceive it, but I think that it is a very clean looking design in my opinion, and it is a vertical bar instead of a horizontal one. So that again means that Samsung does retain their own personality rather than copying the Apple smartphones, like, or even copying the Xiaomi's of the world or the Googles of the world, in my opinion. So very neat design, and one that I'm really liking, at least in the leaks and the rumor. And also we will retain the black color on the device, which is something that is gone on the iPhone series for this year. So again, I'm just saying I'm a big fan of what Samsung is doing with the all new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra for this year. Now, another noticeable change on the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra will be in the terms of the front design on this thing, which is again now a bit rounder, but also we will now get a third generation of the anti-reflective display technology on this device, which is just amazing because already the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, it has got a better anti-reflective display technology if you compare it with something like the iPhone 17 Pro Max. But on top of that, we will also get an upgraded version of the M14 panel, which means that it will be a brighter display. And I think that they just removed one of the diffusion layer from the smartphone, which means that it will be a bit more thinner panel. Along with that, if you have got the anti-reflective display technology, it will just be a win-win for the Samsung devices. So yes, again, a very good panel that we are going to see on the latest devices. Now, I'm not too sure that what might be the maximum brightness on these displays, but I think that it might be about 3300 or about 4000 nits of peak brightness on the latest Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. But also, I think that Samsung would be implementing some kind of Gorilla Glass Victus 3 or something, or I just do not know that what might be the next schema or the naming schema of the Gorilla Glass on the devices. But if you just compare it with the iPhone 17 series, I think that Samsung might be competing with what Apple is doing with the iPhone 17, and they might just bring one of the latest technologies in the terms of the scratch resistance on the front of the display as well, which is again one amazing thing. Now, one another thing that what I noticed on the leaks and rumors is that there will be now a new feature that would be there on the displays of these devices, and that is a private display feature. Now, how it would work is just by dimming a few regions on the display, and that is something again that might be possible just because of the new anti-reflective display technology and also the M14 panel, and that would just allow you to dim the parts of the display and make it use as a privacy screen, just like having a privacy screen protector on your smartphone, which is just amazing as well. But I think that this feature will only be available in certain parts of the One UI 8.15 on the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. For example, if you just want to type the password, this might be one feature that might be available at that time. Or if you are putting in the credit card or the debit card details on the smartphone, then is the time when you would be able to use this feature on the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. So this feature, it fixes it up all for you. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra is the processing unit on this device, because unlike what we got with the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, a few of the regions of the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, just like being in Europe and South Asia, or maybe the entire Asian region, I'm not too sure about, we might see something like the Exynos 2600 chipset instead of the Snapdragon variant. But in the other regions of the world, just like in Canada and in the United States and even in China as well, we might see the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 processor, which is the latest for this year. But the thing is that the benchmarks are very close on both of these chipsets. So regardless of what you are getting in your region, I think for the first time it might just be a toe-to-toe competition between the Exynos and the Qualcomms of the world. And this is something that I'm really interested in for this year. But other thing is that we might not get a better battery life on this smartphone, because the battery cell is just capped at 5000 mAh, which is very unlikely, because what we saw with the iPhone 17 series is that we saw about a 10% bump in the terms of the battery size. But Samsung just wants to stick with the formula and getting it just about a 5000 mAh battery on the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. But what will be more amazing with these devices is that just because we have got a better chipset on this device, along with a 60 watt of fast charging on the smartphone, it would just be a win-win for the Samsung smartphones, because anyhow you would be able to top up these devices at a faster rate than what we saw with the iPhones. But also we might also get the G2 wireless charging that is integrated on the back of the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, and it might just be, I think, 2.2 standard, which is another thing that is amazing because we already saw this tech with the Google Pixel 10 series as well, and we might not just be able to snap any kind of Apple accessories on the back of the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, which was not possible with this thing over here just without a case. So I just had to use a MagSafe case just like this Taurus one over here. Not a sponsored video, but something that I have been using from the past 10 months, and this thing, I think that it is just holding really well for my device. But another thing that what I noticed on the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra leaks and rumors is that now we will get 16GB of base RAM in all the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultras, along with the base storage will be 256GB. So something that is very welcoming on these devices from a long time, but 16GB of RAM, which is very reassuring for the next years of the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. But one last thing that what I want to mention about these devices is the camera setups on the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. And even though that physically we will see a change in the terms of the design, but the actual camera sensors will remain the same as what we had with the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. And already I am getting a lot of issues with the, I think that this is about the ultra wide camera sensor on this device that does act on me while I'm switching the lenses. So something that is not a great experience, but a bug that is there on my Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. And I just hope that the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra is just not plagued by the same issue as what I got on my Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. But as for the camera setup, we will see a combination of a 200 plus 50 plus 50 plus a 10 megapixel telephoto camera sensor on this device. So there is nothing changed in the terms of the sensors, but I think that the main 200 megapixel camera sensor on this device might have got a larger aperture, which means that it will be a same sensor but with a larger aperture, just to allow for more light into the camera sensor, which might be better for the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, but not a leak that I'm really confirmed about as of filming this video. And well, now with that said, that was all that what I wanted to share about the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, the leaks and rumors about this device. But do let me know in the comment sections below that what are your thoughts on these devices, and do you really think that this is going to be a better selling smartphone in comparison to the iPhone 17 Pro Max or no? Because I think that the iPhone 17 series was one of the most controversial series for this year, but I think that the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra can just win over the audience, and it might just be a better device. That was my thought, and that was me signing off. My name is Anshul. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.